What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the DuClaw Brewing Company, and they are now out of Ewing, New Jersey, and this is their Sour Me Unicorn Farts. So they're calling this one a glittered sour ale. Underneath that it says ale brewed with fruity cereal and edible glitter, and on the side of the can it also says ale brewed with fruity cereal, edible glitter, artificial flavor, and FD&C Yellow number 5. It comes in at 5.5% alcohol by volume, 10 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just over 6 weeks old. So believe it or not, I have never had this beer. Now, I think they released this one for the first time back in like the mid to late 2010s, somewhere between like 2015 to 2018. And for a long time here in the Buffalo, New York area, we never got distribution of DuClaw stuff. It was maybe 3 or 4 years ago we started getting their stuff. And when this showed up, I passed on it. I don't know really why. I know this is a novelty beer, but it's a novelty beer that a lot of people enjoy because they're still brewing it. So the big thing about this one, edible glitter. So when you pour the beer, there's going to be some glitter in there that you will see. Maybe, I don't know, my camera sucks. I do have a light. And they also brew this with fruity cereal, which I'm pretty sure is Fruity Pebbles. Now on the side, on the other side of the label, it says, pony up for a taste of this glittered sour ale brewed with a trio of fruits. Now they don't mention fruits, they said artificial flavor, right? But on the website it says cherries, tangerines, and limes, fruity cereal, and a swirl of edible glitter. So yeah, anyway, it says sparkles may settle, swirl or gently invert before pouring. We'll do like 3 times the inversion here, and we'll hopefully get everything going on as we pour it in the glass. So I have reviewed their Unicorn Farts After Dark, which I think was brewed with like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It was really good. Imperial Stout. It was really good. I was kind of blown away by that one, honestly. But anyway, let's give this a pour. Now, DuClaw is owned by River Horse, which is why they are now in Ewing, New Jersey instead of Baltimore, Maryland. And yeah. So far, of the couple beers I've had from the Ewing location, it's been pretty good. So, Sour Me Unicorn Farts. I always get a kick out of the name of this, obviously. All right, so hold it up. Do you see any glitter? Because if I'm being honest with you, I do not. I don't know how it's gonna come off on camera. I do have a light here, and what I'm gonna do, okay, now when I do that, you can see it now. I'm gonna do something like this and hold it up. Let me do it so you guys can actually see on that side. If I do something like this. I don't know, you see any glitter in there? How about through here? Maybe, yeah, I see glitter all over the place. I'll do it through the side here to see. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna come off on camera, but there's definitely glitter that you can see for sure. Do this one more time here. Yeah, but on my side it's noticeable. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's a beer. What am I doing? Anyway, so that has a beautiful like orange color. You know, I think on the camera you're gonna see the shadow of my hand. I can see the shadow of my hand on the other side. So it's not, you know, it doesn't have great clarity, but decent enough. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, the clarity is a little bit better. Had about a finger of this off-white colored head that is now displayed to a thin film. Yeah, I mean, sure. It looks like a beer that has Fruity Pebbles in it, 3 different fruits, and edible glitter, for sure. Now, this is relatively fresh, just over 6 weeks old. It kind of smells like a generic, like Berliner Weiss or Goza. It just has that, like, kind of little bit of, like, malty, almost doughy kind of malt sensation. Has a little bit of, like, a sour tinge to the nose, more tart than anything. There's a little bit of fruitiness in here, more of, like, the citrus realm, so, like, lemon, lime, orange. Again, this one's brewed with, apparently, cherries, tangerines, and limes. Sure, I can see the last 2. Cherries, not really. And as somebody who ate a lot of Fruity Pebbles growing up because I'm fat, doesn't really smell like Fruity Pebbles. Hopefully it tastes like it. It just smells like a somewhat fruity kind of Berliner Weiss. If I was doing this blind as a whodunit / mystery beer, that's what I would kind of call it out as. It's kind of very generic smelling. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Okay, I can definitely see the Fruity Pebbles in the taste. Or maybe like a Fruit Loops. It's some kind of, you know, fruity cereal in that realm. Maybe Trix. But if I'm being honest with you, it's all right. And you know, I try to always on my channel, I try to be positive. If I don't like a beer, I'm not a huge fan of a beer. I don't trash it. We all have different palates, so I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that love this beer. There's some that absolutely hate it. Right off that first sip, I'm somewhere in between where it's just like, it's okay. Let's go body mouthfeel. Body's like lower side of medium into medium, 5.5% is fine. The mouthfeel, for just like, again, a generic sour ale, I think it's okay. Approaching moderate carbonation. It's relatively smooth. This beer is very clean, actually, on the palate. So body and mouthfeel are A-okay. They're solid. I enjoy it. The taste. Going for one more sip before I say something really stupid. For as much stuff going on in this beer, brewed with 3 different fruits or artificial flavors, fruity cereal, it just kind of is very generic to me. It's not a bad thing. It's not off-putting. It's not offensive. It's just, for everything in here, I was hoping for more of a flavor explosion. I'm not really getting that. Forefront. There's more of that grainy kind of, almost like a weedy sensation, but let's just say generic maltiness at the forefront. Hits me, dives underneath the palate. Along for the ride, hits me again on the back of the palate. So that's there. Slightly like doughy kind of consistency, kind of characteristic as well. Halfway through the palate, or let's say like a third of the way to halfway through the palate, I do get some fruity notes. It's more in that citrus realm. So lemon, lime, there's a little bit of like orange, more to like, you could say tangerine. They're brewing with tangerines, tangerine, orange, tangelo, something like that. Not really grapefruit for citrus, but you know, orange, tangerine, lemon, lime. And I'd say halfway through the palate, maybe a touch over, that's where I get that Fruity Pebbles. And it's very subtle. Would I call that out if I was doing this blind? I think I've called out Fruity Pebbles more in hop-forward beers with just hops in it, as opposed to what this is actually brewed with. Now, I will say that I do dig that kind of Fruity Pebbles vibe. I will also say that this is not too sweet with the fruity cereal and the different fruits and stuff. Sometimes it can be too sweet in beers like this. No. It has a firm tartness too on the finish, mild acidity. This isn't too sweet to begin with, but that really helps on the back of the palate. And this also finishes full on dry. No bitterness to speak of, but definitely firmly dry and tart. So that really helps out. This is quite refreshing. Like, as strip away everything from this beer, this is a nice drinking beer. This is a refreshing sour ale. Like, that's what it is. It's not bad, but for everything that's in this beer, or the novelty of this beer, the name of it, what they're doing with this one, the edible glitter that I can only see when I hold a light up to it, it's just, I don't know, kind of misses the mark for what I'm hoping this beer to be. Like, I'd like a little bit more Fruity Pebbles, a little bit more fruitiness in general. Well, this isn't bad. It's just doesn't really do it for me. Like, I'm not loving it. I think it's solid. I think it's decent. So yeah, 5.5%, you really can't tell. Very easy drinking beer. This is a nice, like, summer crusher of a beer. If you like sour beers or tart beers, like, you could pick up a 4-pack of this and enjoy yourself. You get a little bit of that Fruity Pebbles, you know, some of the fruitiness in general. You could, you know, show the edible glitter to folks that maybe you're at like a barbecue or, you know, at poolside or whatever, and you want to show somebody a cool beer with the edible glitter. Yeah, sure. I think that would be pretty much what this beer is for. However, for me, I got to give it a rating, so I'm going to give DuClaw's Sour Me Unicorn Farts, I'm going to give it a high 3.5. I'll go 3.6. It's the best I can do on this one. It's just, I think I gave that Unicorn Farts After Dark, I think I gave that like a 4.25 or something like that. That beer was superior to this. And I like a lot of DuClaw stuff. Like, I've never been a huge fan of the Sweet Baby Jesus line for the most part. And this is another one where, like, I like another beer in this lineup more so than this one. I think they do Sour Me America. I enjoy that one more. I think they came out with another one, like Sour Me something, like a cherry one recently. I'd pick that one up if I've seen it. But, like, as is, this is just solid, decent to me. But, you know, we all have our, you know, own thoughts and opinions. They always say beer is subjective. Who says that? They do. Who's they? I have no idea. But anyway, price point availability. I think it's $14.99 a 4-pack in my area. I think I paid like $3.79 for that can. I wouldn't buy it again at that price point, clearly. I forget what the Unicorn Farts After Dark can cost me is probably like four something. I would easily pick that one up. If you like, it's stouts and imperial stouts and stuff, that was a novelty beer that was actually really good. This is a novelty beer to me that is just okay. But again, your mileage may vary. And availability, I'm pretty sure if you go to DuClaw.com or maybe River Horse or their Instagram, they might have a better idea of their availability. I know here in the Buffalo, New York area, we don't see a ton of DuClaw, but we do see some of their stuff. Some of the other beers within their series, we do see the Sweet Baby Jesus line and a couple others. For the most part, though, 5.5%, you can't tell. Like I said, this is a nice, refreshing, like summer beer if you do enjoy like sour ales. Outside of that, I don't know, it's a novelty beer. And a lot of times novelty beers can be good, and a lot of times novelty beers miss the mark. This is more towards miss the mark. But again, I always say, even if I don't like the beer, pick it up. If you're curious about this one, you never had it, give it a go. I just think for me, it's a novelty beer that I don't need to try again, but I would try others within the style. So again, if you had this beer before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this one. I'm going to shut this one down and probably drink the rest of this. We'll see. I do like the glitter, and I think the glitter worked better in the darker beer because it was like shining through that dark beer. But again, you got to shine a light. Like, it didn't come off on camera. Maybe when I look back at this, I will see that it did come off on camera. You tell me. To the next one. Cheers.